You know, I have so many buyers come to me saying, this condo is just next to one another and that did really well. Why didn't this appreciate at all? And that's the thing. Two developments can be in the same area, same MRT, same amenities, but one makes money, the other doesn't. Why? Because there are deeper factors that most people don't look at when buying resale. Let me show you what they are. Oh, before we dive in, for those of you who are new here, I'm Yvonne Lai. I've been a real estate advisor for the past 9 years and I'm also a property investor with 3 properties under my portfolio. Real estate isn't just my career, it's my passion and I love helping people navigate it with clarity and confidence. Alrighty, let's get into today's topic. When it comes to resale condos, it's not just about location. A lot of the buyers think, oh, is District 15, is District 10 near MRT should be safe. But here's the truth. Not all projects are created equal, even within the same area. And what happens is, buyers enter at a decent price, but when it's time to sell, the response is lukewarm. No demand, no buy, and you're stuck. So today, I want to break down 2 things that I always look at when helping my clients shortlist projects, and why skipping this might affect your future resale. Let's start with unit mix. Most buyers don't think about this, but it is so important. If a project is filled with mainly 1 and 2 bedroom, it tends to attract investors and tenants. That's fine when it first launches, might even sell out fast. But down the road, the whole development lacks that own stay vibe. Families won't consider it, owner-occupiers avoid it, and it becomes a high turnover rental community. The result? Weak resale reliability. Because when it's time to exit, you are not attracting strong end-user demand. Let's take a look at OUE Twin Peaks. Excellent location in District 9, walking distance to Orchard area, good size development as well. Out of 462 units, 268 units are 1-bedder, 66 are 2 bedrooms, and only 127 are 3-bedroom plus study units. That's very heavy leaning towards small format homes. And naturally, it attracted a large pool of investors and tenants. That's why, even though it's in a prime location, it hasn't seen capital growth that you might expect. And if you look at the losses, it's really quite jialat. Only 9% of the sellers make money and 91% lost money when they sold their property. Another example, Try Life, walking distance to Kovan. 222 units in total, and the unit types include 1 plus study, 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom dual key, 3-bedroom dual key, 4-bedroom dual key. That's a clear investor play. No standard 3-bedder or 4-bedder units for own stay. When you look at the layout and unit mix, there's very little appeal to own stay buyers, and that's exactly why its capital appreciation has remained flat. So again, when the unit mix doesn't support own stay demand, the long-term value suffers. Next, let's talk about site planning when livability matters more than you think. Some projects have beautifully staged show flats and great PSF, but when you look at the actual layout of the site, it's a different story. Blocks are too close to one another, unit faces each other, poor airflow and privacy, and some even have very awkward orientations. These things may seem minor at first, but they affect everyday livability, and when that is compromised, it shows during resale viewings and buyers can feel it. Let's take Alexis at Alexandra Road, for example. The units are packed very close to one another. If you open your windows, you either face a main road or you're inwards facing into another unit. The lack of privacy and space affects the comfort and naturally buyer demand. Look at their price trends. Definitely something that we will not ask our buyer to buy. Avoid at all costs. Give me the money and I help you put in fixed deposit is better. Another one is Seletar Park Residences in District 19 just beside Greenwich Mall. Out of 276 units, 93 are 1-bedders, 114 are 2-bedders, only 44 are 3-bedders, and 23 units are 4-bedders. Again, a bit skewed towards the smaller units. And on top of that, there are many layout variations. For example, the 2 plus study and the 2-bedroom penthouses are over 1,000 square feet, some with unusually large balconies which may look good on paper but isn't always practical. The more the unusable space like sky terraces, the lower the PSF will be for such units. Over time, this also created a wide fluctuation in the PSF and has contributed to very flat capital appreciation despite the peaceful landed enclave location. Why this matters? Exit strategy begins at entry. Here's the thing, when you buy, you're planning your exit without knowing it yet. You don't want to wait 8 to 10 years just to find out that your unit has low appeal, or that you're competing with rental investors who are just slashing prices just to offload. Being smart isn't always getting in at a good PSF, it's about looking at the entire ecosystem of the development, who live there, how it's designed, and whether it appeals to the next buyer. And most of the time, these aren't things that you see in the brochure. Whether you're buying a resale or looking at a new launch, the truth is not every development is created equal. There are a lot of factors that affect your future exit, livability, and long-term value. So before you make that decision, let's break it down properly. Let me help you analyze the project's profile and unit mix, the site plan and layout efficiency, who is going to be your potential neighbors or future buyers might be. Because when you buy right, you buy with confidence and you don't need to worry about selling cheap later. If you're a buyer in the market today, reach out to me. Let's have a proper conversation and make sure that your next move is a smart one. Don't buy blindly, buy with clarity. If you like what you just hear, please like and subscribe and share my video. See you next time. Bye!